Yo, 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 welcome back, man. Listen, appreciate y'all for coming in today, man. Um, gladly appreciate the comments, the likes. Please continue to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Just gonna be going over daily things, man. What's going on with our beloved Florida State Seminoles and also other college, news around the NCAA league and giving you my take on what I think, we all think, was a good idea. So next time we're going to go full battalion. But anyway, listen, man, appreciate y'all, man. We're going to get into some things, man. First off, I know y'all heard about the sanctions, about the thing that done came down. It's all over the headlines about this NIL deal. And let me give y'all my take on this whole deal, man. Because to me, from what we found out, okay, somebody snitched, ratted us out. About something that a coach which is Atkins, had no recollection of as far as what he should do or how he should do it at the time. There was no bylaws to these things. He was just doing what he felt was right at the end of the day. So I'm gonna tell you my take. This was back when we was trying to get Mims, so it was definitely before even the year we went 10-3, we went 10-4. 10-3, what it was, 10-3, 10-4, whatever it was. We won those 10, the year we won those 10 games. It was before that. So it was when we was trying to get Mims from Georgia. So, and this is my take on this, man. And I mean, to me, like I said, I am a conspiracy theorist. I just really feel like, because we're suing the ACC is a part of the NCAA. I just feel like they just want some get back on us, man. It's like, hey, sit y'all behinds down. Here go a slap on the wrist to tell y'all to shut up and to get in place. Because if we want to, we can go deeper into this thing. You get what I'm saying? They always got something on you, man. And a lot of times you never understand what they have on you. But normally the bully tries to keep things on you, especially your oppressor. Your oppressor always want to keep something on you to that point to where if you ever try to get out of line, they can slap you back in line. And in my opinion, I just feel like because we suing the ACC, I just feel like for this to come out now and for them to hand out this type of deal that they handing to us, to me, I mean, which is, it's not that bad, but it is something there just to let you know, hey, we're going to do this to you, but since you're trying to do this to us. And I just really feel like all this came about. I don't care what they had to do, their investigations and all that stuff, whatever took them 2 years to get done. We know that Harbaugh cheated. They still he got suspended half the season. They still allow him to win a championship. There's been all sorts of infractions done. And all this dude did, man, was drive a kid to a meeting. And this is the way y'all want to, treat us, man, by handing out these sanctions, by slapping us in the face once again, just to say, hey, go sit in your place. Hey, you want to run your mouth? You want to be a whistleblower? You want to try to do this and cause confusion? Well, this is what we're going to do to y'all. Because they've been doing this. They could have came out with something and did this. You had to stretch this out to bring this during this time. It just, to me, it don't feel right. It feels like it was almost a setup, in my humble opinion, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, man, because, I think we're going to be good. And look, this segue into another thing. I feel now for sure, and what I'm hearing is that I don't think Norvell leaving Florida State at all. And I'm going to tell you why, because there will be nothing better for him. The type of guy I think he is, man, I don't think, first off, he want to go chase somebody else's legacy. Second off, I just feel like he want to build his own thing up and have him his own deal. I think he wants to be what Nick Saban was for Alabama, for Florida State. And that's big because Florida State ain't no peon school, man. We are a big school. If you remember, Alabama was trash for a long time before Saban got there. So we ain't even been trashed that long. We won a championship in 13. We was in the playoffs in 14. So we have had good years in recent time, unlike some other teams in the state of Florida, you know what I'm saying, who ain't seen nothing since 2020. At the end of the day, we have had some or 2000. What year was that? The year I probably graduated high, 2000. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying 2020. Since 2000, they haven't seen nothing. So for all those ones that want to run their mouth, you know. So with that being said, you know, I just feel like Norvell is going to want to build his team up from the ground up. I feel like he wants to stay at Florida State, and I feel like what he's going to do is actually take us to the top and try to win as many championships as he can at Florida State, just to slap the NCAA in the face. They know Mike Norvell and this whole staff, man. If it's anything they have, is great character. So you know nobody's around here trying to do anything under the table. If it would have been, we would have been had great players that we've been wanting. Great players that left us at the last seconds. You know what I'm saying? Mims didn't even sign with us. So what are we really talking about here? All this is because we trying to sue the ACC to get out of this deal. And I feel like this is a ploy for them to say, you know what? Take 2 seats back, man. Sit down. Y'all is nobody. And they claim they got text messages from other head coaches that you know sent and tried to get players off of teams that was still on players. So they was pretty much tampering with players while in season. They have text messages of this supposedly from other head coaches, but it ain't came out yet. Why? Why? Because they haven't done anything. They've been in line. They've been good little boys, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So let them get out of line. They'll bring those, because clearly now what we did isn't even an infraction now. So clearly they'll bring those pictures up and say, hey, well, back here in 2021, we have text messages from your phone to players saying this, saying that, saying that. They always want to keep something on you, man. That way, whenever you do get to a place of here, they can bring you right back down. And you see that all across different industries, not just in college football, not just in the NFL. You see what happened to Gruden. These things have been out. People been knowing these things, man. But they wait until they can, you might take a stand that they don't like, and then they like, well, hey, I got something on you. So that's my take on that. Like I say, the sanctions, it's not really that bad, man. I don't think it's going to do too much harm to us. All I think it's going to do is propel us to go out and win a championship. Because listen, in my opinion, this year was our greatest year, best year to actually win. Next year is too. Because the way this team is lining up, I think that we will be ready to contend for a championship next year. At first, I was at 8 wins. Then I was at 10 wins. Now, really, to me, I'm at another undefeated season. And I told you before, I'm always saying we can go undefeated. But listen, man, I got to see what our quarterback can do. If DJU can play good and we got great O-line protection for him and our defense stand in the paint, which I think we will stand in the paint, I got us going undefeated. There is nobody. Notre Dame don't have a quarterback. Miami, no. The Gators, they got a quarterback. They gonna, by the time the Gators come to play us, unless they have some type of miracle season, they gonna be done got the crap beat out of them so much during next year. I think when they get into our game, they ain't even gonna have it to stand up, and they got to play us at our home. I don't even think the Gators gonna have it to do anything, man. I really feel like them boys just gonna be dragging their feet when it come time to play us. You know what I'm saying? Clemson gonna get up to play us, but they also got to come to our home. So I feel like DJU gonna want some get back on them. I feel like we will have the team to kind of shut them down. They don't have star players. I mean, you know, they've been recruiting decent, but at the end of the day, they ain't been hitting that transfer portal, and we've been getting some studs on the D-line. You know, we can get one more D tackle, I think we'll be good, and then we need a linebacker. But other than that, I feel like we are in contention to go back and fight for another title, and I think we will. And I just feel like, just like this year past, I got off track a little bit, we had the best year to do it because there was no solidified quarterback. There was a lot of great quarterbacks, but not on the teams that was in the top 4. So like Michigan, we could have did them in. Washington had a quarterback, but they didn't have a defense. We could have did them in. Alabama quarterback was trash. Texas quarterback was okay, but we still could have beat them guys. You get what I'm saying? So Bo Nix was out of it. So we could have, this was a good year for us, especially if Jordan Travis didn't get hurt. We could have went contending for a championship. And like I said, I'm not saying we're going to win one next year, but I'm saying we will be in the contention if we have great quarterback play, because all the top rated teams is not going to really have great quarterbacks. Washington won't have a quarterback, which I don't even think they'll be in there. Michigan, I think they'll have their quarterback at the end of the day, but he ain't all that. And Harbaugh could be gone. I think some things about to happen with Michigan. They never recruit on a level to where they can just replenish everything. I think with the players they lose, it'll be a down year for Michigan. Ohio State, I think, will be a team up in there because of the running back they have and the quarterback they got. They'll probably be the most complete team, in my opinion, going into next year. It will be Ohio State. Alabama just lost their coach. Georgia, they got a hard schedule. I don't even think, just because they're SEC, they'll probably make it to the playoffs. But I think Georgia will have 2 to 3 losses next year in players. And it's hard to continue that deal. And because they got slapped in their face, I think they're going to come out next year trying to prove something. But I don't think they have the talent to prove it. Not saying they don't have the talent, but their stars have not been proven. So they're going to go through some bumps and bruises. They do have the talent to get it on track, but I just think when you look at Georgia's schedule next year, it's hard. Kentucky, they got Clemson their first game. Hey, Clemson gonna be trying to do everything, and it depends on how Clemson come out. But that's a hard game. See, this past year, Georgia was able to sit their starters down, so they really had a free pass to the playoffs. They was able to sit starters down in the third and fourth quarter every year and rest players. They wasn't in a lot of dog fights to where they had to play their stars all game, so they didn't have a lot of injuries. It's like other teams like us, we had to play our starters dang near the whole game, all game. It's the difference when you can sit your boys down even when you playing good teams. So look, they got to play Clemson their first game. Then they got to play Kentucky, and this is not even in order, but they got Kentucky. Well, I guess it is in order. They got Tennessee Tech, which is not going to be nothing. Kentucky, they should beat, but they at Kentucky. They play Clemson at their home. Then they got Bama. Now that Saban's gone, that could be whatever for them. That might be some get back, but that also is in Tuscaloosa. And whoever that coach is there, whether it's Dan Lanning or whoever, he said he's not going there, but who knows? They will be trying to stomp Georgia down, whoever that coach is. And Kirby Smart could be going to the league. So that's another thing with Georgia's schedule. Auburn, I don't think they're going to be too decent next year. I think they'll be coming up on the rise next year. They had a terrible season this year. I think they definitely will be better next year, just with the recruits they got and the transfers they got. Auburn will be a team that's not a sleeper. Mississippi State, they got Texas. They do have Texas. Texas will be a better team next year. Now, I guarantee you that, because Texas, this year was their year. If you wanted to catch them, you should have caught them this year. Next year, Texas gonna be a team, man. With Baxter back there at running back and all the weapons Texas got, I think they're gonna be way more gelled team. Then they got the Gators, but then they got Ole Miss, Tennessee, and those teams will be pretty good. Ole Miss will be good. Tennessee will be good. So instead of them playing all these trash teams week to week, they got to get up each week now. You know what I'm saying? Before, if you look at this schedule this past season, it was terrible. Every week, they just had like a walk in the park, and then they might play a decent team. This year, this next coming up year, they got Clemson, Alabama, Auburn, Texas, Ole Miss, and Tennessee. Out of those games, they could lose 2 of those games and not even get in the SEC playoffs. Now, the SEC championship game. Now, because they are an SEC team, and it's Kirby Smart, if he's there, they probably will get into one of those 12 slots. But I don't think that they're going to take 4 teams out of the SEC. I think they'll definitely take a team from the SEC and a second team. I doubt if they take a third team. So if they're not top 2 in your conference, I think it's a wrap for you. But I know they will take 2 teams out of the SEC. The ACC, they probably gonna hate on and take 1, just because they like to hate on us. So Georgia might not be in there next year when you look at them and the great team that they have. So that could be a team that's not in there. So next year, Florida State definitely has a great chance of getting to that game, man. Because Texas, I think Texas and Ohio State will definitely be the teams next year that's going to be definitely like contending for a championship again. You know what I'm saying? Well, even though Ohio State wasn't this year, I do feel like those teams will be the ones contending definitely next year. But Florida State has a chance to get back in there as long as we can get great quarterback play and we run the ball the way we can and we get some good offensive line play and our defense stand up. And I just think with Norvell at the helm and for what they're trying to do to our team, it would be nothing better than for us to go and run that table in the playoff, run the table this season, and then run the table in the playoffs. Because even if we do lose one game, we can still wind up playing for the ACC championship game. If we win that, we're in the playoffs. We get in the playoffs. This could be the year that we do our thing, get to where we need to go. Maybe some teams delete themselves, you know what I'm saying? And then we wind up in a championship game. You never know. So that's something to look forward to. But yeah, man, I feel bad about the sanctions. But I do think that that's going to help propel us to as a team, as a school, and as the Florida State Seminoles, man. I think that we will definitely be where we need to be at, man. So yeah, man, that's all I got on that for today, man. I want to thank y'all for coming in. I pray that y'all hit the like button for me if you can. Share the video, subscribe. I appreciate y'all, man. And as always, go Noles.